chase your presence. Still my heart, I breathe you in, God. Her name's Ellie Page. Pray for her. She needs to get back to this understanding that So apparently a couple years ago, on Today, I posted on Facebook the following. When the spies were sent into the promised land to scout out the land, only 2 of the 12 spies came back in agreement with God's prophetic spirit. The other 10 spies, the 80%, had a difficult time resolving in their minds that God would bring them out into the desert from a life of slavery they kept saying was better in Egypt to do unwinnable battle with giants. This inability to reconcile in their minds God's prophetic spirit with their perceived reality brought fear, doubt, and unbelief into the hearts and minds of the people, which resulted in their deaths and non-inheritance of their prophetic destiny. This is what a massively large Christian demographic is doing right now. This was 2 years ago, and it's still happening today in regards to a Trump presidency and God's prophetic spirit. And look where that has gotten us. Here we are. Look at the fruit. See, and here's what I mean by this. Vetted prophets 8 to 12 years before a Trump presidency prophesied a Trump presidency. It was never supposed to happen except that God's hand was in it. The majority of mainstream Christianity said, no, we don't believe in prophets. We don't believe in the spirit of prophecy, which is the testimony of Jesus. That's what the New Testament teaches. And they rejected it. Well, when you reject the prophetic spirit of God and the testimony of Jesus, whether or not you understand it, whether or not you believe it, whether or not you agree with it. See, none of that matters. Your position in the matter doesn't matter. All that matters is what God is saying and doing, and for you to think that if it doesn't make sense to you, it's not God, is not only arrogant, it's demonic and foolish. Are you going to go with the 80%? Or the 2 guys that survived what was coming?
The views and opinions expressed during our broadcasts are solely those of the broadcast producers, hosts, and/or guests, etc., and are not necessarily the views or opinions of the Travelog Network, its sponsors, or affiliates.